I think we're all quite excited that it could be the so-called flood tunnel booby trap system. Of course, we're going to investigate.
There's definitely a void below these rocks.
It lines up exactly with the anomaly, so it is the anomaly.
The Oak Island mystery just took a shocking turn. After years of digging, doubts, and dead ends, it finally happened. Real gold has been discovered at Smith's Cove. When Rick and Marty Lagina saw actual traces of gold glimmering in the water, their reaction said it all. Stunned silence, followed by pure excitement. But that was just the beginning. During their investigation, the team stumbled upon something chilling. An old, handcrafted wooden ladder disappearing into a deep, water-filled tunnel. It's not part of modern construction. It's old. Very old. So the question now isn't if someone was here before. It's who? Was it the Templars, early settlers, or treasure hunters who never made it back out? This discovery doesn't just rewrite a theory. It might rewrite history. What they uncover next could change everything we thought we knew about Oak Island. Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe now and join the adventure as it unfolds. When science led to hope, Dr. Spooner and Dr. Mitchell's chemical tests of the water pointed to a specific spot, an area west of the garden shaft that the team now calls the blob. That clue gave a new direction to a stalled search. The team knew that if they were going to find anything, this was the area to start digging. As the dig progressed, things got even more interesting. First, traces of gold were found in the water. This wasn't just a discovery. It was a sign that treasure hidden for centuries was now close to land. The discovery boosted the team's confidence, and the search was expanded. They even began looking for possibilities near the island's trees. Meanwhile, an extremely old wooden staircase was found, leading to a dark and water-filled tunnel. It was a shocking moment for everyone. Was this a sign of treasure hunters of the past? Or something that no one has ever understood? Locals have spoken of a mysterious curse for years. It's said that one more life must be lost before the real treasure is found. But stopping wasn't in the team's nature. Excitement was evident in Paul's eyes when Marty asked the team, "Are we ready to send in a drilling rig?" The answer was a resounding yes. All eyes were now on the blob, where history, science, and fate were about to collide. The Oak Island excavation was no longer just about questions, it was about answers. Scientific tests, especially chemical tests of the water, pointed the team to a specific spot, a small area near the garden shaft, jokingly named the Baby Blob. This was where all hopes now lay. The team believed there might be a tunnel 95 feet below ground that led straight to the hidden treasure they had been looking for years. As drilling was about to begin on the new borehole, named DN 11.5, everyone's heart was racing. Historian Charles Barkhouse took over the drilling, while Marty headed for the garden shaft, where a lot of work had recently been done. The old water and soil had been removed. The shaft had been reinforced with wood, and the digging was now moving rapidly toward the 80-foot target. What Marty found during this inspection caught everyone's attention: an extremely old handmade wooden ladder, perfectly intact. This was no ordinary thing, but a proof that someone had come here a long time ago, and perhaps he had hidden something there. While the drilling on the borehole was approaching its target, when the machine had to stop at a depth of 88 feet with a strange grinding sound, the operator immediately measured the depth and found that they had entered an open space, an empty space about 1.5 feet wide. Geologist Terry and the entire team were shocked by this unexpected discovery. Was this a tunnel? An old path? Or something else that was hidden till now? Charles immediately informed Rick and Marty, and Rick reached there without wasting any time. Now, the only question was, this time have they really reached so close to the place where the centuries-old mystery of Oak Island is ready to reveal its secret? Whenever a clue is found during the excavations at Oak Island, the team tests it against previous data and old boreholes. In this sequence, a few days ago, a new point was drilled based on the signals received from nearby boreholes. When Rick arrived at the site, the drill operator reported that they had penetrated a solid blockage below the ground and entered a void. Hearing this, the team got excited. Could this be a tunnel? Marty immediately decided to extract a core sample to find the answer. As soon as the sample was brought up, everyone's eyes were fixed on it. When the tube was opened, pieces of wood were found in it. Questions arose. Could this be part of an old chest? Perhaps the same chest that once held gold? Geologist Terry sent the wood for testing, and the team was eagerly awaiting the next report. A few days later, the whole team reconvened at the Oak Island Interpretive Center. This time, they were accompanied by metal archaeologist Emma Culligan, who shared the results of the test. The report was surprising. The wood sample contained traces of gold, and it was proof that the team was on the right track. The discovery energized everyone. They were now more confident than ever that they were close to solving a mystery that had remained unsolved for centuries. The excavation at Garden Shaft was not going to stop there. The team decided to drill 12 more boreholes to look for more signs of human activity, such as tunnels, construction, or ancient artifacts. Meanwhile, Rick and another team member, Peter Romke, surveyed Lot 26, where they found an old stone wall. The wall did not look normal. It might be an important piece of the puzzle. At the same time, the team began to delve deeper into Oak Island's history. Surveyor Fred Nolan, who had worked there for several decades, had made several notable discoveries in his life, the most famous of which was Nolan's Cross. Now, his son Tom Nolan has joined the team, enriching the team's understanding by sharing his father's field notes and maps. The search for Oak Island has often yielded clues that may seem trivial at first, but later, those same clues can change the whole story. Recently, the team found an old well on the island, which was very unusual in its location and structure. Pieces of broken pottery were found inside the well, which left the team wondering what the real purpose of this well might have been. Was it a normal water source, or is there something more hidden beneath it? Tom Nolan also played an important role in the search when he shared some sketches from his father, Fred Nolan's notebook. These sketches showed a strange stone structure, which he called the quadrilateral. The team did not find this structure natural, and they suspected that it might be related to the treasure. As new clues emerged, the mysterious layers of Oak Island became deeper. Encouraged by these discoveries, Rick and Marty stepped up their efforts, because now it was not just about treasure. It was about connecting with history. At the center of the search has always been one place: the Money Pit. In 1861, something happened at the site that startled everyone. During the excavation, the entire pit suddenly collapsed, and the wooden structure that supported it mysteriously disappeared. Some took this as a sign that treasure was nearby, while other historians thought it might be the work of a religious warrior community, such as the Templars, who chose this place hundreds of years ago to protect their missions and sacred objects. For several years, Rick and Marty Lagina have been trying to solve this mystery. Their journey has been watched by the whole world through the TV show The Curse of Oak Island. So far, they have not found a large treasure, but they have found traces of gold. And in the water. This small clue has once again raised their hopes. Does all this point to some bigger truth? Or are they still chasing an old story? There is also a scary belief associated with the search for Oak Island. It is said that the treasure will be found only after 7 people have lost their lives in this search. So far, 6 people have died on this journey, which casts a shadow over every new step of the team. Every time they get closer, this old belief comes to mind again. Could the next step be their last? What's fascinating about the Oak Island excavations is that every small discovery points to a larger history. Sometimes the team has found old pieces of wood, tools that are hundreds of years old, and rare coins, all signs that human activity has been going on the island for centuries. A strange structure, a U-shaped one, was also found, which led researchers to wonder if it was the work of a secret group, such as the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were a medieval Christian warrior organization that fought to protect sacred places. According to historical documents and some experts, they are believed to have sought safe places to hide their precious treasures and sacred objects. Oak Island's layout, depth, and long-standing mysterious events make it likely that they may have chosen the island as a safe haven. One discovery that further supports this theory is an old lead cross, a religious symbol that was made for no ordinary purpose. When the cross was combined with ancient coins and tools, it became clear that Oak Island was not just about gold, but could also hold objects of religious or historical significance. Using technology, the team began scanning underground and underwater structures. In the midst of these efforts, they found traces of gold in the island's waters, a discovery that was extremely encouraging. Now, this was no longer just speculation. It was a sign that they were getting closer to the treasure. But it also begged the question, is this a new beginning or just another Oak Island myth? With each new season, the team grew more and more excited. They planned a dig centered on a location they called the Baby Blob, a place where all the clues seemed to point to something special. But the search was not easy. An old Oak Island legend says that the treasure will not be found until 7 people have lost their lives. 6 lives had been lost, and the shadow of this history was felt at every dig. Still, the journey was no longer just about treasure. Each time an ancient artifact, like a stone circle or rare tool, was found, a new story unfolded about who came here, what they discovered, and what they hid. Oak Island was no longer an exploration site, but a history book, a book whose pages were still buried underground, and the team was unraveling them one page at a time. The search for Oak Island is no longer just a TV show story. It is now the subject of serious investigation by scientists, historians, and geologists. Each time the team goes underground, they are not just looking for treasure, but also for history that has been buried for centuries. As the Lagina brothers team reached new sample points, specifically at borehole 8.5 and 13.5, they discovered a void below the ground that was about 10 feet long. This discovery gave the team new hope. After so many years of hard work, could this space point to the actual tunnel? Meanwhile, a shocking discovery stunned everyone. An old cross was found in the depths. This religious symbol was extremely old and indicated that human activity once extended deep below the ground. Some experts believed that this old cross could confirm the tunnels connected to the garden shaft, which had been speculated about for many years. This was the same area where mysterious structures and possible tunnels had been seen earlier. After this discovery, the team changed their digging strategy. Now every step was being taken with caution, because any carelessness could destroy any old structure. The team knew that whatever was there here could be fragile and historically very important. But as the depth increased, the team's disappointment also increased. Despite taking great care, they were not able to reach the wooden tunnels that had been predicted with technical equipment. At this point, one question was on everyone's mind. Are they digging in the right place? Has the place that was called the Money Pit centuries ago changed now? Or has the path of the tunnels been damaged by the digging of earlier explorers. Rick and Marty also realized that this search was no longer limited to just treasure. It has become the story of all the explorers who have tried to solve this mystery over the past 225 years. Every clue, every dig, every failure has become a part of this journey. Now the question was not whether the treasure would be found or not, but whether Oak Island would ever allow the history buried within it to be fully revealed. There have been moments during the Oak Island excavation when the team thought they might not find anything. But often, something happens at that exact moment that changes the whole course. Recently, while drilling was going on, air bubbles were seen emerging from the soil. This was no ordinary occurrence. It happens when there is a void under the ground, such as a tunnel or cave. For the team, it was a positive sign. They might be very close to the tunnels they have been looking for years. The bubbles raised expectations. If there really is a man-made tunnel underneath, could it finally lead them to the mysterious treasure that has been told for centuries? To strengthen this possibility, the team immediately collected water samples from the area where the bubbles were seen. Testing the water could give them chemical clues to what is beneath the surface that cannot be seen with the naked eye. The team partnered with Duma Mining Company to ensure safe and efficient excavation in this complex excavation. The company was experienced and had a lot of experience working in such sensitive areas. As they began to strengthen and investigate the shaft, another interesting thing came to light. Water was rapidly entering the shaft from the ground. This was exactly the sign they had already predicted. Could this water be coming from the flood tunnels that were said to be built to protect the treasure? Now, the team made a concrete plan. They decided they would strengthen the shaft with concrete to stop the flow of water and make digging deeper safer. They knew the process could be long, perhaps months, but there was no stopping at this point. They had reached the point where the greatest discovery in history awaited them just a few feet below the ground. Repairs were underway, and the team was eagerly waiting for further digging to begin. Every day was full of anticipation and excitement. The Duma Mining Company assured them that once the work was completed, the excavation would be carried out in a much safer manner than before. The ground on Oak Island is known to be unstable, making excavation risky. This safety measure was therefore extremely important. The biggest question that has come up over and over again throughout the excavations on Oak Island has been, is there really an ancient tunnel system? Recent technical investigations and drilling have indicated that there may be wooden structures hidden underground. The Duma Mining Company has also speculated that there may be some preserved wooden structures within these tunnels, either built to protect treasure or part of earlier excavation efforts. If this proves to be true, the team may be very close to solving a mystery that has puzzled explorers for centuries. The Lagina brothers and their team have a different energy. The next phase of excavations in the garden shaft is about to begin, and everyone's hopes are pinned on the money pit, the very spot that is believed to be the center of the entire Oak Island story. If the team can correctly identify it, it may determine whether there is any truth to the island's legends. But the search is not just about gold or riches. The team knows that every morsel, every tool, every piece of wood tells an old story. They are digging through the soil to read the pages of history. Their goal is to understand who first came here and what did they leave behind. Some historians and researchers believe that the Knights Templar, a religious warrior group from the Middle Ages, may have hidden something on the island. If proven, the search will extend beyond just riches to sacred objects and religious relics. Though the circumstances have never been easy, the team has found a way to move forward. They know that many have come before them and returned unsuccessful, but they believe that this time something can be different. Their journey is not just about discovery, but also about patience, faith, and connecting with history. Whether it takes years or decades, Rick and Marty are ready. They are not going to stop until the truth is revealed. Do you believe there really could be a historical secret hidden in the soil of Oak Island? Be sure to share your thoughts below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to be a part of this journey.